Nation, what it do, what it do. Through a very slow moving free agency. In the first couple days, the Raiders have actually signed a running back, which I believe is a damn good pickup. You can look at his record, look at his stats, not great over his career, but in the right system, he showed in Miami that, he can be that guy, 1,000 yards rushing, 400 yards receiving, um, a lot of touchdowns, explosive plays. I think even last year, coming off the injury, he had 9 explosive plays, which is more than all the Raiders running backs put together last year. So that's another huge aspect of it. The man has lightning speed. We do have a back, still on the roster as of now in Zamir White that has that lightning fast blazing speed. Um, does he stay on the roster? Do we move on from him? Does this organization and Chip Kelly think that maybe they could get something, more out of Zeus in a different system? Um, obviously, a different offensive scheme, run blocking scheme. We were horrible at run blocking all the way down the line. So, um, you know, shout out to the new members of the Raiders. We had a press conference today. I liked what I heard from all the guys. Lonnie Jackson Jr. seems like one of those guys who's been through adversity, you know, had his ups, had his downs, um, has a new mindset, right? A new organization, a fresh look. He really liked talking to Pete Carroll and getting his vision of where the Raiders were planning on going, coming up this year. And the hell's up with this light? This year and also in the future. Oh, it's the hat, but whatever. Um, so yeah, I like the direction we're going. We didn't spend a whole lot of money. We didn't go crazy in free agency. We didn't last year either, right? We made one big splash with Christian Wilkins. Was our big splash. This year, our only big splash so far is Geno, and we don't even know if that's a big splash. If it's going to be a 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. We've heard all kinds of talks, but I'm not going to speculate on what I think it's going to be. I've already talked about, what I'd be happy with somewhere in, 35, 40, 30, 40, somewhere in there. It just depends, but he's probably going to get more than that. Um, so yeah, I like the direction we're going, right? Some people are saying, Tag needs to go. I've heard seen all the crazy tweets on Raider Twitter and everything else, Instagram. It's crazy, right? The man is, I believe, building a franchise, and it's not from the ground up. You already have a bunch of cornerstone pieces in the building, guys that we kept around. Um, one that we lost today that I'm not very happy about. Uh, but I like the direction we're going, right? We bring in guys um, like Lonnie Jackson, like Eldon Johnson, the linebacker from Pittsburgh. I liked his interview today. Very knowledgeable veteran who hits hard, right? physical, physical presence in the middle. Teams are going to be a little bit more hesitant, and running backs are going to be a little bit more hesitant coming over that middle, especially in goal line situations or short yardage situations. So I think his presence will definitely help this defense, and you know, being a veteran, not too old, right? Just 1 year older than Spillane, I believe. So a veteran presence, a different veteran presence that sees football and linebacking, maybe from the same perspective as Robert Spillane, but maybe from a different perspective, right? So help these young guys come along. Our linebacking core right now is very young. Losing Spillane, losing Diablo, um, you know, as much as Diablo was bad at tackling, there was a lot of things he did good. So another guy that hopefully he does well wherever he's at in his new adventures. Who's in the building? What's good? What's good? Appreciate you pulling up. I can't even see. Geo Max, my guy, what's good? What's good? Um, so yeah, I like the way we're going, but I'm really, really not excited. The fact that we let K'Lavon Chaisson, who came over and played on the cheap last year, really, 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 really helped this franchise. I mean, if some people might look at it as a negative, I guess, because a lot of people didn't want to win any games, depending on what side of the fence you were on. K'Lavon Chaisson was, a standout for us. He had lots of flashes, um, constantly in the backfield. Maybe not had pressures because guys were running away from him, and he didn't really get to, close enough to have that pressure or whatever added to his stats. But tipping balls, pause if necessary, interception, stopping running backs in the backfield. Just a freak of nature, body wise, strength wise. So I think K'Lavon is a huge loss. I mean, $5 million for 1 year. He's going to go over there and I believe just kill it in New England. And New England's building, they're building something special over there. The guys that they're signing, they've spent what $258 million, I do believe, already on their contracts this year. So man, these, the Patriots are doing it right. They took two of our guys, and I'm sure Robert Spillane had a huge, huge part in that. You know, after he signed, it's no coincidence that K'Lavon Chaisson gets picked up by the Patriots. And again, I just think that's a huge loss for this defense, for the organization. And I know we have, a lot of defensive ends on the roster. We'll break down the roster here in a bit, go over who you guys think. Me, what's good? Appreciate you. We'll go over the roster, see what you guys think about who we have. Do you feel comfortable going into camp or going into the season? And I know going into the season, it's not going to be the same roster, right? We have a lot of guys, like we'll talk about, like Jack Jones, with the addition of the man I'm going to talk about here in a bit. A corner that I think is really, really, really going to help this team a lot. His physicality, his stickiness and coverage, was hurt, was a first overall pick. And man, so of course, y'all know who I'm talking about. Eric Stokes. If you haven't watched film on him, shame on you. Because, I mean, first thing you should do as a Raider fan, in my opinion, when we sign somebody, is just go watch highlights. And it doesn't show you everything, right? But it shows you potential of what he can be if he's playing his best, or, he's 100% out there on the field. The man is sticky in coverage. Very, very sticky. A Pisces guy born on March 1st. Happy late birthday to my guy. Welcome to the Raiders. Eric Stokes, man, first overall pick, had some issues. I guess we'll go over them. Didn't play much at Georgia, but he has that, 6 foot, 194 pounds, 32-inch, almost 33-inch arms, which is damn good for a corner. 9 1/8 inch hands, runs a 4.29 40, which I don't know if he still runs that. Again, this is 2021, so it's a little bit ago, a couple years ago. And with the injuries, I mean, I don't know, but 38.5 vert, 10-yard split, 1.5, pretty damn quick. 14 on the bench, which you can see if you look at his college pictures and from now. The man's packed on a little bit of muscle, a little bit of weight. Again, was a first overall pick, 29th overall. He was the 5th cornerback drafted in 2021. So there was, 5 cornerbacks taken in 2021. He signed his rookie deal for $11 million, almost 12, 11.93, including $6 million signing bonus. Stokes was named the 3rd outside linebacker on the depth chart to start the season. Following continued struggles and injuries by starter Kevin King throughout the first 2 weeks of the season. Stokes was named the starter opposite, yes, Jair Alexander, absolute dog in the backfield. Ahead of the Packers in week 3 against the San Francisco 49ers. The following week, he recorded his first interception off a pass from Ben Roethlisberger. So you know it was a while ago. During the 27 blah, blah, blah victory. The expectations of the Packers week 9 game against Kansas City, Stokes started every game for the Packers. Stokes entered 2022 as a starting cornerback. His play declined, and he struggled his sophomore season. During week 9, he left the game with an injury at the end of the game. So week 9, at the end of the game, he hurt his ankle, out for the season, right? Starting the next season on injured reserve. So that's a pretty bad injury on your ankle. If you're starting week 9, you have the whole rest of the season, the off season, and you're still not ready to go, and they put you on the physical, unable to perform list. He was activated a couple weeks into the season, October 21st, but placed on injured reserve 4 days later due to a hamstring. He was activated on December 16th and returned to injured reserve list 4 weeks later. Damn. On May 2nd, the Packers declined his option, and that's how he became a Las Vegas Raider. So another guy I talked about who's had some Navman, what's good? Appreciate you. Happy early birthday, my guy. The mistake I speak of is letting K'Lavon Chaisson go. I think for $5 million, we could have found a way to salvage that. You can't, we heard Spytech say you don't let star pass rushers leave the building. This guy was a first overall pick. Another guy I just talked about adversity. He's been through that. He struggled on teams. He was released by the Carolina Panthers. I mean, one of the worst teams in the league last year. And he comes to the Raiders, and he's a standout guy. He was one of our star players when Maxx went down, taking over on Kuntz's side. If he would have got more reps, I think he would have been better, but he shared a lot of time. So I think it's a huge loss for K'Lavon Chaisson. $5 million. You let him go to the Patriots, which is an AFC team, that's stacking up. And I'm not trying to, read into the future, but we have faced the Patriots in a playoff game that didn't go so well. So what if the two of the best coaches this year, new hires, end up making it to the playoffs? Man, you don't want K'Lavon Chaisson over there wrecking havoc. So I just think in my opinion, I think it was a loss. His athleticism, the upside, we don't know what he can be. We're going to see probably this year over there in New England, which I hate to say it, playing with Spillane. So he knows, a guy on the defense that's probably going to be the leader of the defense. I just think it was a big loss. We don't know. Malcolm Kuntz was a great signing, obviously, but we don't know how healthy he is. Is he ready to come back and just play every single down? Are we going to put Tyree Wilson there? I think Tyree Wilson is better at defensive tackle. His numbers have proven, his stats prove that he's just better as a defensive tackle. And we need somebody else over there, right? Somebody behind Malcolm Kuntz. So at $5 million, it's just a steal. And, if anything, a relief piece that if something does, happen to somebody, or guys get sick during the season or catch anything, you got to have other guys. And like I said, we'll go over the roster. We'll see who's on it. We have a lot of defensive ends. I understand that there's a lot, but losing a guy like K'Lavon Chaisson with his upside, he's got more interceptions than any defensive end I think we've had on our team in the last like 5 years with one. So yeah, that's the mistake I am speaking of. I think Roberts, Chinn. Yes, we will get to the running back. Mostert signing. We're great for sure. Did I put that up there? Oh, I can see it better. They all cost they all cost in total about what we were paying Minshew, which I mean, if you put it that way, it's more than great, right? It's like a triple A plus. We got all those players for the price of a Minshew, and we could have got a Josh Jacobs last year for the price of a garbage Minshew also. So I'm I really like Chinn. We talked about that when he was signed. I think he's going to be a problem. I think he's going to be a huge problem for opposing teams in this on this defense, and he's definitely the day one starter. I'm pretty sure it's his job, but I really feel like Eric Stokes, if he can come in, if he can be healthy, he might be the starter. And I don't know how much of a competition it's going to be. If you look at his coverage when he is healthy, he runs a 4.29, 4.25. I've seen different stuff, but even a 4.3, I'll take that all day. So two corners, a Jack Jones, I mean not a Jack Jones, a Jacorian Bennett, and a guy with his speed on the other side. You can put Jack if he's still on the team, post June 1st, which is a big question now. We have a lot of defensive backs and a lot of corners, so it's going to be definitely a dogfight. And then you got guys in the draft that you have to, in my opinion, take one of these top corners or say, I mean, corners, not so much, but the top safeties, I really wanted to get a veteran corner, top dog, shutdown corner. But I really believe Eric Stokes can be that guy. The more, I've watched tape, I watched some rookie games, his first year. Dude had potential before the injury, a lot of potential. So yeah, I'm on board with all of it. People say they're being cheap or whatever. I think they're being frugal and I think they're being smart. They're planning for now, they're planning for the future, and all these signs of bringing in a guy like a Mostert, however you say his name, bringing in a old veteran linebacker in his 30s, right? These aren't guys for the future. So I think Amir Abdullah is probably pretty much on his way out. Um, I don't see us bringing him back. Um, and it looks like we have Zamir White, Dylan Labe. He's on that rookie contract, so unless somebody's trying to trade for that kid, I don't really see him going nowhere. But it points in all directions of the positions we drafted older guys, safety, corner. Those guys aren't, that old. They're pretty young still. So the older guys, I think linebacker, look for us to draft, a linebacker early, a guy that can come in, play day one, hopefully, next season, or not this season, but somewhere in the middle of the season, hopefully, or maybe even day one. If you go get Jahad Campbell, he might be the day one guy, right? With his athleticism, his speed, his size. I also look for him. Definitely, I mean, we already knew to go get a running back, but I think definitely, no question about it. Running back is a high priority. I don't think it's going to be fourth or fifth round or sixth round this year. I think it's going to be second or third, possibly late first if we trade back into the rounds. Depends. What else we got? Brother, here's my take. I bet good money Chaisson was made an offer, no question. If we do not value the shield by Felicia, my thoughts. But I don't think he was made an offer of $5 million. I mean, do you really feel like if the Raiders said, or if he called them up and said, "Hey, the Patriots are offering me $5 million, but I really want to be a Raider," and they said, "We'll pay you $5 million," he said, "No, I'm going to New England." from what I've seen in his press conferences and his interviews, he liked being a Raider. I think the dude, I just don't think we were offering him anywhere in there. It was probably 3.5, and they offered him way more than we were giving him. That's my take, but I like your take too. You might you might be right. Or he might have just looked at the fact that they might have made him an offer, and he might have said, "Damn, they're bringing back Malcolm Kuntz. They have Tyree in the building. Crosby's going to be healthy. Where am I going to fit in? Where am I going to get my snaps and my burns?" So that might have been another factor. But I still think it's a huge loss, a huge, huge loss. Nav man, you have a birthday with Jared Cook, former entertainer. Nice. Yeah, his birthday is actually tomorrow. Another Pisces gang, my Pisces gang in the building. We brought in nothing but nasty slammers, right? Expected some 15-yard penalties. As long as they're not on 3rd and 1 or 3rd and 15, and we have them, just as long as they're not stupid. I'm here for the penalties. I want to see people get smacked, old school style, 70s, 80s style. I'm here for it 100%. As long as it's not costly. If we're up, have a decent sized lead, or we know our defense is top 5, and that penalty is not going to matter because we're going to shut them out the next 3 downs, then sometimes you just got to send a message, and I'm all about sending a message. If the what? Oh, I forgot the rest of it. If the O line can reciprocate the nasty shit from JPJ, we are good to go. Or if we go get a Gray Zabel. Now, I can't talk enough about Gray Zabel. I keep hearing everybody say, "Do we pick Will Campbell at 6? Do we pick the other cat at 6?" I don't know if I'm gonna say his name, Nimbu or whatever, however you say it. Or do you trade back and get a Gray Zabel? Or maybe shit, do they look at tape and say, "Damn, Gray Zabel is not just a guard. He can play every position on the offensive line. That's invaluable. Like, you need a rotational guy, especially on the offensive line. These big guys get hurt a lot. They're big, they're heavy, constantly having leg and knee leg issues. So to me, you can't have enough depth. And if you have one guy that can be depth for 5 different positions, that's worth a 6th-round pick, especially when he's rated up there as the top 20th or 30th guy in this draft. I've seen him pick way worse, but 6, kind of a reach. So I would love to see him trade back and get a guy with that nastiness, that chip on his shoulder, like Show Raider. Our best acquisition was Mostert. The rest were trash. Here we go. Mr. Lake Show Critic. Oh my goodness, bro. Raiders are some cheap motherfuckers. Man, I gotta get a drink, dude. No, not an alcoholic drink. Not an alcoholic drink. Um, I don't look. Last year we made stupid decisions. I mean, I'm not calling Christian Wilkins stupid by any means whatsoever, right? Damn, the Lakers are getting worked. But we made dumb decisions. We spent a whole bunch of money on Christian Wilkins. That didn't pan out the first year. I believe it's going to pan out this year and down the road. Fluke injuries happen. The Gardner Minshew was not very good, right? Then we go and get Harrison Bryant. Was a pretty, not huge, but we didn't really need him. I mean, we needed him after Michael Mayer got hurt. Shorter came in, did that job. So I thought Madison from day one I was never happy with. I was never on board with Madison. I bitched about the fact that the only touchdowns he had as a starter for the Vikings was receiving, but he had as many fumbles as he had receiving touchdowns. So I was never happy with the Madison pick. I was not happy with losing Josh Jacobs, especially for the price. In 3 years, it was absolutely ridiculous. So last year we made stupid mistakes. We lost key players. This year we lost some key players, but I think Trayvon Moehrig got replaced instantly with Chinn. Like the man, go look. I don't know what his stats were exactly, but I believe it was pretty damn close to Trayvon Moehrig's stats. He's more physical. He's going to get more turnovers. I believe, especially in this offense with the defensive front he's going to have in front of him, quarterbacks are going to make bad decisions and bad throws. It's going to help Chinn a lot. And I think, not think, I believe that for the price, it's not apples and oranges. I think it's a step above. People say it's a lateral move for 50. What do you get? $53 million, 57, 51. I don't know, but for $50 million for 3 years, I'm taking Chinn all day long. And if you put their tape together, missed tackle wise, receiving yards given up, catches given up, quarterback percentage rating, it's not a loss. It's not a loss at all. It's a win. It's a big win. And I love Trayvon Moehrig. I was a huge fan from day one when we signed this dude. I was like, damn, he's going to be one of those thumper safeties. Well, that never happened, and it took him, till his contract year to develop. And that contract year got him a lot of money that we weren't willing to pay. I'm not mad at that. I think Chinn definitely takes that spot. The other side, we lost Nate Hobbs. That's, you could say what you want. It's questionable, but when you got a guy like we got in Eric Stokes, bro, the same size, the same aggressiveness, has the same amount of injuries, but hopefully, I guess with our trainers, it doesn't really look good injury wise. But he was healthy last year, made it through the season. The dude looks like he's on a mission. He talked like he wants to be that guy. He knows he's on he's not on a prove it deal because he got pretty decent money, I think. What was his contract? Anybody know? Chinn got good money, so I don't know what Stokes got. I forgot what he got. But he's on a prove it deal. Green Bay drafted him in the first round, 29th overall. His injuries, like you said, he declined, he fell off. Hopefully this revives him. Hopefully he's on a mission. He gets in this facility. We have one of the best facilities in all of sports, not just football. You got everything you need in there, right? So everything you could possibly need to get healthy, to get right, to get ready for the season. Maybe we could use some better trainers. I don't know. I don't know if it's the trainer's fault or just the guys that got hurt's fault. But with that being said, I think this dude can definitely replace Nate Hobbs. Now we lost Madison. I mean, Mostert is a 100 times better. Even like I said, even last year with his 80, I think 80. Shit, I don't know. I don't have it pulled up. 80 receptions, 400, 200 or something, 300 yards. Not a lot, but he still had 9 explosive plays over 20 yards. Again, that's more than the whole entire offensive backfield had for the Raiders. So that's another huge pickup. How is that a loss? How is that being cheap? It's being smart. You're getting guys to replace guys that's bringing you it's bringing you the same, the same production for less money. That's, I mean, you can't you can't lose there. Then you look at the linebacker, like another guy come from Pittsburgh in that Mike Tomlin system. They always have damn good players, damn good defensive players. Is he going to play every snap? It sounds to me like he's going to, like he wants to. And whoever they put next to him is going to be a dog. Whether it's Amari Gainer, whether we go get could you imagine a Jahad Campbell learning from a guy that hits like that, that's built like that. You don't get built like that not working, right? So these dudes are willing to put in the work. They have a chip on their shoulder. They have something to prove, and I think it's going to be a nasty season. I think it's an upgrade for a lot of these players. Now, Robert Spillane, he had a problem covering, and with a 46.7% coverage grade, 100 and something tackles don't mean shit to me. Right? Like, it don't mean nothing. I want turnovers. I want fumbles. I want interceptions, which he had those. He had the fumbles, but he also had 580 something um, pass coverage plays. Were not very good. It's not very good. Not a very good percentage. Not a very good number. And I think we can improve on that from the guys we have. Sorry, I got a message. Hold up. Damn it. Come on, man. Sorry, I apologize. Um, so yeah, I think we can improve on that definitely. And I don't think they're being cheap. Again, they're being smart. I think Spytek is very, very smart. There's a reason he signed Kappa for $5 million. If he didn't believe in that dude, he wouldn't have paid him $5 million. And I hope Kappa for getting $5 million proves Spytek right. It makes him look good by getting this sign in. And I think he's just maybe a backup piece. I don't know. It depends on who we go get in the draft. But he's definitely a veteran that's going to teach these young guys like DJ Glaze. Who else the hell am I talking? Jordan Meredith, Jordan Meredith, Parham. These are all young guys. JPJ, he's going to bring veteran leadership. So that's, he's been on his team that's won a Super Bowl, been there, done that, been on many playoff teams. It's a good signing. It's a damn good signing. It's better than the 2 million we gave up for Cody Whitehair last year. It's better than the 2 million we gave up for Andres Pete last year. It's better than both of those dudes put together, in my opinion. And I hope he doesn't make me a liar or make me look wrong. But that's how I feel. So I don't see the Raiders being cheap. I see them again wise, right? They're wise with age. Pete Carroll's 73 years old, going on 74. That man's been around the block. He knows the value of players. He knows the price of players. They're not overpaying. They're not going out and saying, all right, let's throw all this money away. Let's have all this dead cap hit, in 2 years, and then be in the same position we've been in for year after year after year after year for the 45 years I've been rooting for this damn team. I'm 50 years old, but I don't count the first 5 years because who can remember that shit? But I was born a Raider, always been a Raider, but I'll just say 45 years because I can remember games at 5. Yeah, y'all wish Navman happy birthday. Well, if he comes in here tomorrow, then you don't have to. You can just wish him tomorrow. But Lake Show Raider Roberts is no joke. uh, Bro, at his stats. Wait, let me put this shit up so I can read it better. Fuck. Mugging the NFL 10 years, two teams started near every game, damn near every game. He's gonna be a captain for sure. Like you could hear the man talk. The dude's gonna be a captain. Eldon Smith or whatever. I think it's Eldon. But the dude's gonna be to me, he's a leader. He's one of those Maxx Crosby style guys. Um, he seems like he's calm and poised. He's not, one of those hyped up like Maxx Crosby trying to be one of the energy leaders. He's going to be that, common sense in the building, which I think we've needed that for a long time. We have a couple guys that, are calm, cool, collective. But to me, I think he's really going to help. He's really going to help the young guys. And you can't go wrong with a 10-year vet, especially when you have the roster we have. I mean, dude, John Leon, appreciate you pulling up. LVR, sorry if I'm missing all y'all. Go down and see who I'm missing. Tatty Raider Ed, what's good? Appreciate you pulling in the building. All right, I got everybody. Um, yeah, man. So I'm happy with everybody. I think again, Lonnie Johnson, had the dude's interview said a lot to me as a dude myself that's been, through a lot of struggles, a lot of adversity, been to the top, been to the bottom, shit, still at the bottom. Okay, you know, those dudes, those dudes are the guys you need in the building. Those dudes, they want to put in that work. They have something to prove, and guys that have something to prove are the scariest dudes, right? Especially when you can get them at the prices we got some of these guys. I mean, to me, we can't go wrong. I think this backfield is going to be way better and way tighter than it was last year. And you got guys like Ron Harper and Kai Blue Kelly that we signed might still be on the practice squad, right? They might not make this team because they just just the guys we have now. We have a lot of defensive ends. We have a lot of not too many defensive linemen, but we have a lot of corners and safeties. I don't know how much we're going to draft, corners or safeties in this draft, unless one's there and it's just one of those guys that you have to pull the trigger on and can't miss. Sorry, I'm trying to find. I lost my spot. All right, somewhere in here. I don't know. What do you say? Realize that Mostert rushing touchdown leader in 2000 and yeah, with 18 touchdowns, 21 overall. Love the stats. Yeah, you also have to remember that in that year, 2023, that's his best year in the NFL by a long shot. Like it's not even close. He did have more snaps, I think. I think one season he had pretty close to the same amount of snaps, but didn't have nowhere near the stats. But he also was in that, that Miami spread offense where you had Tyreek Hill that is a cheetah and you got nobody that can keep up with them except for a guy that we just signed, right? 4.9 speed. I mean, shit. That's pretty damn close. You might be able to keep, not step for step, but one step behind the cheetah is damn good for a defensive back, in my opinion. So Mozart, Mustard, whatever you said, Mustard. He was in a lot of spreads, so he had a lot of wide open plays, a pretty good defense, offensive line in Miami. But he's a home run hitter, dude. He's that guy that every time he touches the ball, it could go for 80, 60, 100. It doesn't matter. With his speed, his quickness, he does have a problem fumbling though. He's which a lot of content creators aren't gonna like because Dylan Labe can never play again in the history of the NFL because he fumbled one time. They're not going to be happy with with Mustard. He does fumble every year. I think every year he's had at least one. Some years two or three. So one receiving, I think, and two or three on the ground in 2023. But when you have stats like that, over 1,000 yards rushing, putting up 21 touchdowns, you can deal with a fumble or two, right? Right, Raider Nation. Let me know. I mean, I can. I'm good with one or two fumbles. If you're putting up 21 tutties, LVR, welcome. How's your day, my brother? No, they weren't. Eldon Roberts is a beast. Preach, my brother. Preach. Talk that. So, he's a better run stopper than Spillane. Eric Stokes is at corner is way under blah blah blah, way underrated, especially at 4 mil. That's what he got. That's right. Yeah, that's. I mean, come on, bro. Eric Stokes with his speed, Absolute steal. Jeremy Chinn is a beast at 8 million. That's a steal, right? I think I'm just way far behind from when I was talking earlier. Think Michael Mayer is staying. Kelly lifts up his spirits, and so will. I don't know if it's his spirits. I think it's the fact that he knows in his heart that he could be that guy to really help a team and be that number one guy, and he's not going to get an opportunity unless something freakish happens, and we don't want that. Alex Kappa is 19th highest paid guard, which is based on interior linemen across the league. That's not good. I mean, but it's not bad, right? I don't know if you rank his stats this year as the 19th best guard in the NFL. Maybe the net 2 years ago, 3 years ago. But as a whole, I mean, look, there's a reason they paid him that money. And if Spytech believes that Alex Kappa is worth $5 million a season, bro, pay the man $5 million. I don't think he's going to disappoint him. I think he's probably happy, you know, to be on a franchise like the Raiders, historical franchise, bro. It's a chance for you to stand out on the offense that has a bunch of young guys, and you could be that guy. Maybe make it to a Pro Bowl. Maybe get you a bag, before your career's done. Different sceneries change a man. Change a man. Chin is questionable, bro. Chin is way better than bro. I'd take Chin over Holland, especially for the price all day long, bro. All day long. Compare their stats. Compare their stats. What we got here? And we just signed, Mostert. Is that it? Mustard. I hate keep saying his name wrong. To 2 million, bro. That's a steal. It's a steal all day long. Like they took Madison. So Madison goes to Miami from what I heard. I don't know if it's a done deal yet, but I heard Madison goes over in Miami. We took their guy. Bro, I'm swapping that all day. We paid Madison $2 million last year for what he did in the community was great. What he did for the Raider Nation for kids in the community and shit. You can't put a price tag on that. But what he did for the Raiders, 2.3 yards or 2.6 yards average a carry, bro. Hell no. I'm taking Mustard all day long. We ran for 1,012 yards, 209 carries, 4.8 yards a carry. Talk that shit, right? So now what? Now what? I'm saying, uh, yeah, eight with 18 tutties, bro, and 3 receiving. Come on, man. You can catch the ball out of the backfield. You know how many touchdowns Josh Jacobs had with the Raiders receiving in his career? Does anybody know? Anybody know? Anybody? I'll have to scroll to the bottom and see if anybody gets it right. But it's a goose egg, bro. It's 0. Absolutely. I think he still has 0 receiving touchdowns in his career as a running back. So 3, it's valuable, right? It's valuable. At least to me. Chin got 2 years, right? 16 mil, 11 guaranteed, 8 per season average. Stokes 1 year, 4 mil. Yeah, bro. Steals all day. Steals all day. Patrick Graham, the way he develops guys in the backfield. I mean, just look what he did with Ja'Cory and Bennett. Struggled, came out pretty decent as a rookie first couple games. Then took a huge slide. Injuries plagued him. Comes back last year and gives up 40, what was it, 47 or 45, I think, 45.6% QBR rating against for Ja'Cory and Bennett last year until they got injured. Absolutely outstanding, bro. Outstanding for a sophomore to come in and play like that. And with Pete Carroll, the defensive back guy, like that was, that's his shit. That's where he came into the league as defensive back guy. So it's just gonna get better. Just gonna get better. by a long shot. Raiders made a huge splash signing Carroll, Kelly, and keeping Graham. Best coaching staff since Flores. Best defense, Rob Ryan. Best offense to be determined. The defense is kind of to be determined too. Like, we did bring in some guys that have injuries. Not Chinn, because Chinn, I mean, I think he's been pretty healthy his career. So the dude plays a lot of snaps. He's on the field a lot. However, the other guys with Lonnie Johnson and Eric Stokes, these guys have, a long history of injury problems and coming back too soon and getting injured again. So the defense is still kind of out also. But we'll go over here in a minute. The roster, who we think, who's going to be around, who's not going to be around. I know it's a little early, but I got, just looking at the film I've looked at and watching all the guys we've watched from last year, I got a feeling there's a couple guys that might not be in the building. Shout out to the 20 people in the building. If you hit them likes, if you're not a member to the channel, I'm your host, Raiders Rebel. Subscribe to the channel at Raiders Unleashed. I'd appreciate you. Much love. Happy birthday, Steph Curry. Come on, man. All right, I'll put it up. Happy birthday to Steph Curry and Simon Billis. Tomorrow, just check the list of birthdays tomorrow. I share a birthday with Shaquille O'Neal. That's pretty damn cool. I wish one day he surprise me and show up. Be like, birthday brother, what's good? No, but and a couple other people too. There's a lot of famous people on the 6th. I didn't know there were so many damn people. But shout out to you and Steph Curry. Should tag him on Instagram and let him know or some shit. Oh my goodness. Kirby Puckett. Nice. Lake Show. Twin isn't questionable. Dude's a stud. And he's a hard hitting safety and better tackler than Morig by a mile. Now, nothing against Trayvon. He was coming around. He had his best year this year. He only gave up 8 missed tackles, which, in 17 games, 8 missed tackles is one every other game. I'm not complaining about that shit at all, right? At all. Was he worth the money? I believe Trayvon is worth the money. I think he's going to be worth the money. We just couldn't afford it. Now, if we had all our eggs in one basket and we had $100 million and we only had 6 or 7 free agencies, or free agents instead of 10 or 10 instead of 27, then it might have been a different story, right? You probably could have brought the dude back. Homegrown talent. We just couldn't afford it. There's no way you could match that offer. So we did the next best thing, and it might turn out to not be the next best thing. It might turn out to be a whole, huge positive upgrade. There's a huge chance that Chinn could be that. Oh, shit. Greg Beekert shares my birthday. I didn't know that. Nice. Hell yeah. That's a hell of a birthday. I was going to say a hell of a Beekert. That's a hell of a Beekert. I mean, how could you not? You don't have one already? Damn, Nav, man. I thought that was a jersey you definitely would have as long as you've been a Raider fan. I had one. It is now ash, but I had one. Any signings? I can't read that shit from there, bro. Any signings also better than booger eating Minshew signings? I didn't want to bring it up, but in case you didn't know, Gardner Minshew has signed with the last year defending Super Bowl champions, the Kansas City Chiefs, and he is now a Chief. So I said from day one, and if you don't believe me, you can go back. I was not one of those dudes that was like, oh, start Gardner Minshew. He's going to change the franchise. He's the next Kenny Stabler. He's the next fucking Rich Gannon. Oh my God, Minshew Mania. Nah, bro, that was never me. Never me. I got a million videos to prove that shit. Ugh. But man, he is now an unloyal, no, but dude, I knew that dude didn't want to be a Raider. Like from his first press conference and interview, it was funny. He's a funny ass dude. I like that. He's got character. He's got charisma. He got style. but but damn, other than that, like I don't know. His press conference just seemed like he was never bought in, never wanted to be here. Had his worst season of his career, and then you go to the Kansas City Chiefs, bro. To the Kansas City Chiefs, and we got to pay your shit. Not only are you going to the damn rivals in the Chiefs, bro, we're still paying your damn salary. Like that to me is no bueno, bro. Nah, nah, no. And I don't live far from Kansas City, so might have to go look for him in a van down by the rivers. No. Gardner Minshew. Not fucking for real though. That's because what Pictures had a stacked defense. He is still a beast at 30. We got him on a 1 year on a crazy deal. 3 million is crazy for a veteran linebacker, especially when you got a guy like Divine Diablo that is nowhere near the tackler. Like, I mean, it's not even close. He is nowhere near the tackler. For 3 mil, he's nowhere near the run stopper. You seen how many times Divine Diablo whiffed on guys that turned out to be, 20, 30, 40-yard gains or 60-yard touchdowns? There was a lot. Overrunning plays, underrunning plays, hitting guys and bouncing off of them when you're 6'4". That's not going to happen with this shit. That's not going to happen. And Divine went and got 7 million a year, 14 mil, if I'm correct, in Atlanta. Bro, I don't know how you could say anything bad about this shit. Like you're just being a hater or trying to troll, bro, in my opinion. Like I love you, my guy, but damn, how could you be mad about any of these signings? Now, if something happens and they turn out to be dog shit or, they don't live up to the hype, which there's the good thing is there's not a lot of hype, right? For the price we're paying them, even if they fail, it's a win-win situation. You got guys that are going to come in, possibly be, just key depth pieces. One of them's definitely going to be a starter. I'm pretty sure. I don't see Trey Taylor, taking that job right away. So Chinn pretty much has the job. That's his shit. But when it comes to corners, when it comes to slot corner, when it comes to the nickel guy, we don't know who those dudes are going to be. It could be DeCamari Richardson. It could be Jack Jones could be a slot guy. You can move him to the nickel. He could be the corner. There's a lot to be answered in this offseason. We could go draft first round and, take Will Johnson. I mean, we can go second round and take a corner like Chevel. I mean, Chevelle, however you say his name, bro. There's a million ways to go, but we have a deep ass roster, very deep and cold too. So yeah, Minshew to the Chiefs, and we pay his salary, bro. Nasty work, nasty work. Clearly can identify the pessimist here, huh? No, no, no. Green Dot Roberts, man. At this point, yeah. Unless Amari Gaynor gets that chance to be a linebacker instead of an edge guy, or Tommy Eichenberger, Tommy Eichenberger. Tommy Eichenberg just goes absolutely insane this offseason, coming off injuries last year. Definitely wanted to be that guy and wanted to help this team. And you could see it in his face when when they talk to him, not being able to be out there. So I think that dude could come out with a vengeance. But yeah, he's probably the green dot. Like I said, he's captain material, and he's played almost every snap. I mean, there's no reason to not put him out there when you have a bunch of rookies, 2 3 year guys on the roster. That to me, that's crazy talk. Hello to everyone. I'm on hold with the stupid internet company. We don't care about your internet. What the hell? Raider Ryan, what's good? Appreciate you. Uh, Hold up, give me a second. I don't know why I don't have this on my phone, but I was supposed to set a damn timer tonight, so I didn't go crazy. Like I always do. What the fuck, man? Elijah Roberts will be the green dot. Exactly. I think I just said that. Getting a Jahad Campbell from Alabama to learn from Roberts would be insane, bro. Absolutely insane. They'll probably say, "Go ahead and disconnect your shit because they're the only internet company on the island." Then what you gonna do? What you gonna do then? Jose, appreciate you. Uh, Trevor Penna from Syracuse is a beast at Raiders. Yeah, didn't you say that yesterday? It was you that said that yesterday. I didn't watch the film on him yet. I did forget. I'm not gonna lie, but I will check it out. Um, Trevor Penna, yeah. See, look, got it wrote down right there. So I'm definitely gonna watch film. I will do that when I get off here. Cause I ain't got shit else to do, man. Shit else to do. Yeah, without you, so you got no members in the building. That's messed up. Messed up. Nice red zone threat. Who? Oh yeah, I mean that was a huge problem for us was stopping the run on short yardage situations, and that's going to be a huge upgrade in my opinion. Glad you're in here. Too much negativity from someone in here. I know you got my back. Stokes and Chinn are thumpers, plain and simple. Couldn't have said it best. Couldn't have said it better myself. And I mean, that's the mentality you can see that they're bringing in here, right? All these guys have big playmaking capability. Even the running back, we haven't made any moves on offense except for one, except for two. The only thing I do not like, I'm not gonna act like it's all peaches and cream or peaches and roses or whatever the hell you want to say. One thing I did see that I did not like about Eric Stokes was his catching ability. There's a reason he's a corner, right, and not a receiver. Because if he could catch, he'd be a damn good receiver with his athleticism, his speed. But he got to work on them hands. You got to get some stickum. You got to get something because the highlights that I seen was missed interception, missed interception, missed interception. Should have been a highlight reel interception. Balls hitting his hands, interception. When you have balls in your hands, I'll just stop there. But Nah, when you have a ball in your hand, you shouldn't drop it. If it hits your hands, you got to catch that shit. Like you have to. Brought in depth, no question. Kappa is not that. Check Google again, please. LOL. He's not. He wasn't that last year. Last year was the only bad year he had. Really. I mean, he didn't. He wasn't great with the Bengals. His first year, he did okay with them. Wasn't Pro Bowl style. He's not an All Pro, but he's a veteran guy. Like I said, I don't really see him starting. I can see I can see Meredith beating him out if we don't get a guard in the draft, which I really feel we are. I mean, we stocked up on every position but running back, right? If they go crazy and get a quarterback at 6, then fine, so be it. But if not, defensive line, offensive line, running back, right? Those are the biggest holes right now because we have a lot of guys that are going to be trying out for one position. Do you really want to draft a first round guy? Um, Draft a corner in the first round or a safety in the first round? I mean, if it's not if it's not Alec Emanwari, I'm out, right? If it's him, then I'm drafting him, and you can release everybody because that dude's going to take everybody's spot. But people come to the Raiders to get worse. That's your opinion, bro. I know one dude named Jim Plunkett that came to the Raiders and won 2 Super Bowl rings. Uh, Jerry Rice was having a shit career the last couple years in San Francisco. I mean, not shit, but for Jerry Rice, it was shit. The last 2 years in San Francisco, you know, he comes over to the Raiders. They bring in a guy named Rich Gannon, who also had a pretty bad career. Like, let's be honest, Rich Gannon's career wasn't the greatest. My man comes in, just wins the AFC West, wins the AFC West again. Uh, if he wasn't MVP, probably should have been in a couple of those seasons. Jerry Rice had damn good years, rejuvenated the end of his career with the Raiders. But there's been a lot of people that come to the Raiders. You know, I thought Warren Sapp played damn good as a Raider. Not what he did, at Tampa Bay or no shit like that, but he was getting older at the end of his career. I don't know. I'm not gonna say her name, but I could think of a bunch of guys that came to the Raiders and got better. Now, it depends on the coaching staff. It also depends on the player. I mean, shit. Look at last year. K'Lavon Chaisson came to the Raiders, got better. Um, last year was not a very good year to think. Jonah Lalu came to the Raiders, definitely improved. I mean, that dude was shit on somebody's practice squad, made the roster, played in a lot of games. Now I know there was injuries, but still he shines to me. So not all players come here to die. We do, and I'm agree with you at this 100%. Lake Show, we do draft a lot of players at the end of their career that we couldn't afford, you know, when they were in their prime, or we couldn't finagle a trade or whatever the situation was. I'm not gonna name a lot of names, but I mean, come on, Culpepper, like not all quarterbacks, but a bunch. Al Davis had a some kind of man crush on quarterbacks that he couldn't afford or could never get on this team until they were in their late 30s, mid 30s, or 40s with injury problems. Other than that, I mean, no, not everybody comes here to die, bro. Mostert, I'm just gonna call him Mo. I'm just call him Mo. I'm gonna say it wrong every time. Madison. I'll take Madison over him all day long. What? Oh, Mozart. I was like, don't tell me. Come on, man. I was like, man, that man been drinking early for his birthday. But I definitely love the Mostert signing. Everyone else is leftovers, bro. And I stand on that. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Because I keep receipts. And I'm sure a lot of people in here do too. So, you know, the beginning of the season, end of the season, whenever, when these guys start to take off or start making plays, or when they fall apart and get hurt and don't play at all, then come back and talk. Come back and talk. City wise, I don't know the fuck. I know Pennywise, but I don't know who City wise is. Stand tall. You should leg show, but I focus on the outside versus worst case. Just the way I roll. Now we got some ballers. They just aren't big flashy moves. Most was good. Appreciate you pulling up in the building. Yeah, that's the smart way to go, right? You see all these teams out here swinging for the fences. I mean, just look at um, New England, how much money they've spent. You know, these guys are going crazy, right? They're going nuts out there, bringing all these big names, and sometimes you can overspend and bring in names. You know that there's too much testosterone in the building. There's too many guys that want to be him. You know, personalities don't always mix or gel together. There's that aspect. There's a lot of that aspect there. You know, you get some divas that are not getting enough opportunities because there's too many guys at one position because you spent like crazy and you gotta, make sure everybody's happy and get everybody their snaps. So it's not always best to spin crazy and to go wild. Like I said last year, we started out with a big splash. I mean, we spent like almost $200 million just in two players, Christian Wilkins and Garbage Minshew. So I like what they're doing. I like what they're doing. I don't think it's cheap. I don't think these dudes are trash. I think they went and got guys that have something to prove. And Pete Carroll is damn good at making guys better. Like that's what he's done his whole career. He takes guys, he makes them, stars, Pro Bowl caliber players. And Patrick Graham, Chip Kelly, all these guys. I mean, all the guys in the building are damn good teachers, and they wouldn't have brought these guys in and paid them money just to be like, okay, we're just going to have you on the squad, taking up a roster spot, and hopefully, if somebody gets hurt, you contribute. I don't see that being the case. I see all these guys getting playtime. You know, we run a 4-2-5. That's five defensive backs. There's how many on the roster? Like, I don't know. Let me get to the rest of these. Nav man, I told them I'm not paying for the wave. Okay, that's da, 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 da. Family. We are far from a Super Bowl. Stop with that. Just wish for one on your birthday tomorrow. That's all you gotta do, Nav. Just just get however many candles. I know how many it is, but I won't say. Put them all on the cake, and maybe with that many candles, maybe your wish will come true, bro. Maybe we'll get a Super Bowl. I don't know. Um, we are far from a Super Bowl, but we are putting pieces together. Um, too with the vets on the defense. Teach those youngsters, right? You got to teach guys how to win. We didn't win last year, especially young guys. You can't bring in rookies or second year players or third year players that have never won in the NFL or won 4 games and in their career like Brock Bowers. These guys don't know how to win. We need veterans that have been there, that have been to playoff games, in case we do get lucky and hit a wild card or have some crazy damn run and make the playoffs. It could happen. It's not out of the question when you have a coach like Pete Carroll. So if you do end up in those situations and make the playoffs, you got to have veteran guys in the building that have been there, that have done that can keep these guys calm, keep their nerves down, keep them even till. Like, don't let the moment get too big. Even when you're winning games, if we do start winning games in the NFL, or say one of these guys like a Eric Stokes, comes out hot at the starting corner and has 3 interceptions in his first 2 games, right? Like, don't let that dude get over his head. We don't have many veterans at corner or So you got to have those guys at safety or linebacker, keep them even teal. So to me, it's all big moves, bro. It's all big moves. We're putting the pieces together for now, but we're building for the future. And to build for the future, you have to have guys in the building that have done it in the past that can show these young bloods, you know, how to be an NFL player, how to be a star player if they get to that caliber. Um, how to let not the media get to you, and how to talk to people in the media. That we have like the second youngest team in the NFL. There's not a lot of vets on this team, so I'm not mad at bringing in a 30-year-old linebacker or a corner that Eric Stokes that's been in the league since 2021, played on some damn good teams. They made it to the playoffs last year. He's seen that team turn around. He's been on teams that's turned around, and he's on a mission. You could tell by his, what he said, and the fact that they didn't believe in him, and didn't re-sign him for his fifth year deal. Like that's gonna leave guys wanting to play. So we'll see, man. We'll see how it goes. But again, I believe in everything. And last year I was a critic on pretty much everything Tom Telesco did. I wasn't happy with any of the moves. Christian Wilkins was the only one I was okay with. I was really not happy with the price. That's a lot for a guy that, I mean, I don't know, hasn't really done too much, right, in his career. So I thought the price was a little bit crazy, which is probably why they're trying to renegotiate his contract from what we hear this year. I wasn't happy at letting Amik Roberts go, for the price. It didn't make sense when we had 30 mil sitting on the books. Letting Josh Jacobs go for another year difference, or not even calling him and contacting him. To me, I think this year is going way better, right? We're getting guys that we already have guys at some positions. We've replaced positions that, we lost. We still have holes to fill. That's the only concern I have, is we haven't really filled the holes. Like, we needed another linebacker. We got a linebacker to replace the other one. So hopefully we get that top guy in the draft. We needed another corner. We got a corner to replace, one we lost, whether it's slot or outside. We don't know where he's going to be, but we have that dude that potentially can, replace that guy. And I think Eric Stokes has all the potential to be even better. The dude's going to look wild in the silver and black to me. He very, very quickly could be a fan favorite, in my opinion. You just see by his demeanor, the way he carries himself, the way he talks, you know, the way he's bought in already to talking to Pete Carroll and the guys in the building. Like, I really like this dude. Continuity. We have been a shitty team that can't get the staff together for 2 years. It's been more than 2 years. We stay the course. We build, 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 build. It's been more than 2 years. I really didn't like the staff that Josh McDaniels put together. I was not happy with Dick Daniels' staff. I thought it was a bunch of guys that hadn't been there, done that, because he couldn't get, those veteran coaches in the building because they didn't believe in him. Kind of like AP couldn't do. A lot of the guys we got in the building with Antonio Pierce as coach, it was because Marvin Lewis, probably talked those guys into taking the job. Was like, hey, help this guy out. But not too many guys. Look at Kingsbury, bro. Look at what he left and what he did at Washington. Like, he didn't believe in what we were trying to do with Antonio Pierce. And, I didn't think many guys did. So I wasn't happy with all the coaching staff. I thought we could have did better at, running back coach, the quarterback coach, so a lot of coaches. So this year, it's different. We have teachers in the building. We have a guy like Pete Carroll that has that energy that, right? Like Max said, you can't help but have energy when you come around that guy. He's genuine. He's not talking a bunch of shit. He's not going to feed you a bunch of bullshit. The only shit I heard that, kind of was bullshit is saying you don't let young, star defensive ends leave. And they did resign Kuntz, but we had another star that in the making or potentially in the making, and K'Lavon Chaisson. And that, other than that, man, I think it's went pretty good. Right? It's went pretty good. We didn't go crazy. We didn't overspend. They did their homework. And I think a lot of this is part of Tom Brady. I think Tom Brady did his homework and evaluated a bunch of these guys. I'm sure he was on the phone like, hey, check out this dude. Check out this dude. Call this dude or whatever. I'm sure he was in those meetings, probably talked to dudes. I don't know, but he's going to have a big influence on it also, no matter where he's at. But yes, definitely build, build, build. That's what we should have been doing every year. Spit some knowledge to the youngsters' ears. I don't know how many youngsters are in here. What we got? Clearly, these free agent acquisitions, we must trade back for more picks. I would not go back more than the 12. I'd go back farther than 12, man. I'd be willing to go back, you know, pretty much anywhere below 20, 25, 20, probably 23. Because you're going to get a steal there. You're going to get a steal if you go offensive lineman. If you take Gray Zabel, it's to me, it's lights out, bro. You got a guy for long term that's got that tenacity, that JPJ motor, the guy that wants to win his rep every single play. He wants to win his 111, and he doesn't just want to win the reps. He wants to, he wants to make the other dude look bad in front of him, right? He wants to stand out. So I love that shit about Gray Zabel, and I would take him. I would take him 12. I mean, he's probably the third or fourth best offensive lineman at tackle or at guard. He's number one or number two. So taking a guard in the first round is crazy. I don't know why they have him listed as a guard because he could play tackle also. But the reason I take Gray Zabel is because we don't know what Colton Miller's going to do, right? He's up there in age. He's got 1 or 2 years left on his contract. He struggled last year. He started to get it together towards the end of the season. So I won't be mad at that. He's going to have a complete offseason this year. No injuries, no surgeries, no shit like that. So Colton should be ready to go. But for how long, right? If he does get hurt, who do we have? We have Munford over there. I'm not good with that. Not the way, he played at right and then lost his job to DJ Glaze. Dalton Wagner's not a left tackle. We have another guy. I'm gonna call him Double O because I can't say his name. That's a pretty big dude coming around. Could come around, but we don't really have nobody over there. So if you go get a Gray Zabel that could play right tackle, left tackle, both guard positions, and center, then if something does happen to Colton Miller or when Colton Miller does move on, you have a guy that, playing left guard, you can move right over to left tackle, and it wouldn't be a rough transition for him. So preparing for the future, like Navman said, makes all the sense to go get a Gray Zabel. My guy, I'm not bueno says definitely Nav. I say we trade back multiple rounds. Shit, even get draft capital for next year's draft. I don't know. I want to get as many picks as we can, but I wouldn't be mad getting some draft capital for next year. Sorry to interrupt your comment. My bad. Get us a QB, then whether we trade up or where we are in position to do so. I mean, I'm 100% down, and therefore trading back. It just makes all the sense. However, there are guys at 6 that could be those franchise guys. There's guys that could fall, guys that could slip down in the draft. I mean, I could think of 4, 5 guys that if you move back to 12 aren't going to be there, right? Probably seven or eight guys that if you have on your board at 6 and you try to move back to 12 aren't going to be there. So that's off the table. So if you believe one of those guys are the guy, for the future, even if it's a position like they said that we have, like a defensive edge, our tackle, our corner, which we have a lot of, then I could see them going and getting that guy if they believe, between Spytek and Carroll and Brady, if they really believe there's a guy worth drafting at 6, I'm all there for it this year. Any other year, I would probably moan, complain, and bitch. But this year, we'll see what happens and who it is because I'll probably moan, bitch, and complain anyways. But there's a couple guys that you could take there at the 6th position. But the value you could get from trading back, if you could get another 3rd round and another 4th round or shit, a 3rd and a 3rd next year. I mean, the value is high, bro. The value is high. You might even get a 1st and a 1st next year, depending on who the guy is sitting at 6th that team wants, right? If it's an Ashton Genty and somebody really believes that's their guy for the future, for their franchise, that could be the next, Barry Sanders type one of one, they're willing to pay a pretty price, and that shit could be very valuable. So I'm not opposed to trading back. I prefer it, but again, I'm not opposed to taking that franchise guy if they believe he's there. Every single free agent trade happened. Expect us. What? Oh, I mean, every single blah, blah, every single free agent trade that happened, except us, was overpaid. Geno was what? I don't know. Question. I know there's supposed to be a comma in there. I'm trying to figure it out. That is expected for a winning quarterback. Patience for once. Oh, I get you. Every big free agent acquisition that happened was overpaying. But we don't know. We don't know what we're paying Geno yet. That's a big question. We don't know. So that's still up in the air. The whole Geno thing. Much better light, bro. Much better light. I'm gonna go this way. Still kind of dark, but I can see myself better. It's 4%, bro. I ain't scared. What's 4%? It might be more. Geno's contract, that's gonna be like 15% of our salary or more. But that's what you're talking about. I don't know. Will we get to the Super Bowl if they let AOC start? Are you being funny? I mean, you never know, bro. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. The one thing people underestimate the most about the NFL is it Pete Carroll said it best. You don't have to be the fastest, the strongest, you know, being the smartest helps. But having determination, that desire to be the best, better than everybody else, that competitive nature, you know, that can push people to do crazy, crazy things, right? You've seen videos of, cars falling on people and people picking them up and moving them out of the way to get people out from underneath the shit with adrenaline rush. Competitive, competitiveness and the will to want to be the best or to beat everybody in front of you and not want to be lose ever can push people to do crazy shit. So I'm not gonna I'm not gonna doubt anybody, especially my guy, the cerebral assassin, bro. What are you talking about? We need a big name. We don't need a big name diva receiver. I agree 100%. Let's develop these young guys and then see what they can do. Where was I? Oh, we need to build our talent, screwing getting everyone else's scraps. Dude, fucking right on 100%. I mean, again, y'all have the best takes on the fucking planet and shit. Like, for real. I- what do you say to that? What do you say to that? Right, on point, 100%, like on target. Almost every NFL receiver becomes a diva eventually because they know what the market value is. They know what they bring to the table if they have, those crazy, 1,000 yards every year, or 100 catches, 1,000+ yards in your first 3 years, or 1,500 yard seasons. When you do crazy shit like that, you're gonna get a bag, right? They know that shit. So once they get that bag, some of them are like, damn, I don't have to go crazy, right? They just don't have that killer instinct, or maybe they lose that kill. Money changes people, bro. I don't care what anybody says. Money changes people. When you don't have it and you get it, when you come from, being on welfare and shit like that, or not being able to eat, or eating you know, eating top top ramen, Roman noodles and shit like that, and then you get money, bro, it changes a lot of people. A lot of people, no matter what their character is. So I'm 100% there. There's a lot of receivers in this draft that have potential to be those guys. Savion Williams is one of them. Now he's probably going to be gone, like I said a million times, by the third round. So first, late first, second round, you have to take that dude. A lot of people say he can't catch. He has problems, catching. But bro, they said the same thing at the receiver. The hell's his name? They said the same thing about a lot of receivers, but mainly that fast ass receiver they just got in Kansas City, right? Everybody was like, "Oh, he's fast, but he can't catch. He can't hold on to the ball. He drops a lot of passes." Worthy changed all those. Shut up all those critics this year. He had a damn good season, and he's nowhere. I mean, he's fast, but he's nowhere close to Savion Williams' athleticism, bro. That dude can play, like, again, running back, quarterback, inside, outside, slot. It doesn't matter where you put him. If you can get a guy like that under a Jacoby Myers, that's a pro's pro, comes to work every day, first one in the building, does all the dirty work, blocks, doesn't bitch about how many passes he has, how many yards he has. None of that shit matters as long as the man's getting paid. He does his job. And if you can learn from a guy like that, I 100% don't want to pay $20 million for a Cooper Cup, or $20 million for a Stephon Diggs. Would it be nice to have those guys? Yes. Now, if it's 12 or 13 mil, take a shot, right? Take a shot. Bring them in camp, because with Pete Carroll in the building, you're going to change a lot of guys, right? A lot of guys are, you know, when you show them you care about them or believe in them, can change a man's mindset and a man's life. Just having somebody that believes in you, or shows that they believe in you, trust you, like, those are big things for certain people, some people. And Pete Carroll brings that shit, right? He brings that every day in the building, everywhere he goes. I'm way behind in these chats. Aiden isn't ready yet. Once he learns how to not shell up and feels some pressure, the kid might light it up some teams. Navman says, I want dudes. What? I want dudes that were impressors today. They were humble and hungry, not above the money, right? 100%. I mean, they all had that humility and that humble bug, right? And I'm sure when they came out, like, I would love to see interviews. And matter of fact, when I get off here, I'm gonna try to go see if I can find some on YouTube. Some press conferences or some interviews with Stokes, Eric Stokes, when he was drafted to Green Bay in 2021. I want to go see how that man talks to how he talked in a press conference, because I guarantee you, setback and heartbreak and thinking you're the shit, and then being put in your place will humble anybody, bro. Just look at fighters, going in being cocky, thinking they're the shit. Um, Even Conor McGregor is a good. Conor McGregor was one of the still is one of the cockiest fucking dudes on the planet. But he got a little bit humble once he snapped his leg right in that match. He did not much, but for a while, right? It humbled his ass. It gives you a new perspective on shit. And yeah, those kind of dudes are guys you want on a team. They're gonna lift everybody else up. They have that, you know, not hanging their heads, not looking at the past. They're looking at the future on what an opportunity they have. Um, like Stokes said, we know we're brought in on these cheap deals. We know, there's probably guys in the building making more than us. Actually, he was wrong. There's not a lot of guys, not a lot of guys in our defensive back room making more than any of these guys. They don't make a lot. We have a lot of young guys, so they know where they're at. They know the position. They know what they're walking into, and they know what's in front of them. And you could be a star. I'm sure they've done tape and looked at Charles Woodson, Namdi Asamoah. Like, they know what Raider Nation is. How Raiders engulf players that do well. It don't even have to be. It don't even have to be for a whole season. You could do well in one game, and the Raider, a lot of Raider Nation will be all over your nuts for the rest of your life. So these guys have an opportunity to to prove not only to themselves but to the organization and to all the people that doubted them through their whole lives and their whole career that they're capable of playing this game. They're meant to play this game. And when you have that, bro, and it's not about the money, like, they know they have a chance to make money, and the money will come. But first, you got to show that you're worth that, right? Show your worth. You got to know your worth, but you got to show your worth. Trade back 2 times in the first. Why the hell not? I mean, that's what I've done in every one of my mock drafts. I traded back. Somebody else offered me another 4 picks within the first 5 rounds, and I was okay. I mean, shit. You want to keep giving me chances to get blue chip players? I'm all in, bro. Walker 8. Sorry it took so long, bro. Appreciate you in the building. Draft Genty or 1. Chip Kelly's running backs. At our pick, get the best back possible. We're getting the best back possible. Best 3 backs possible. I don't think they're going best back possible. Now, again, they could surprise us. They might think that Genty, like I said, is that, one of one unicorn style Barry Sanders dudes that if you pass on, it's going to hurt. And it's going to hurt even more if you pass on them and the Broncos get them, which I hear the Broncos are very high on Ashton Genty. It's going to hurt even more if you let the Chargers get them, which I heard are very, very high on Ashton Genty. So you have 2 of the best coaches in the NFL, in Peyton and Harbaugh, that know the value in Genty and are probably willing to do what it takes to get this guy if we pass on him at 6. So you have to put that in there. You have to put that shit in there. General race. What can I say? I think we can get one I think we can trade one at a time and get picks like a mofo because we don't have needs in the first. I mean, we don't really have needs in the first, but we have guys like a Travis Hunter that, could possibly slip. Quarterbacks could end up going 1, 2, 3. Then you can go tackle, tackle, defensive end. I mean, shit. We don't know how this draft's going to be. It's going to be crazy. So we can get a lot of players. Besides, we're stuck with drafting in the first round until Brock Bowers. Wait, besides, we're stuck. Oh, we suck at drafting in the first. I can't read. Fuck, apologize for these shitty ass glasses and this reflection, as you can see in the lights. Makes it hard to see. And it makes me look like a dumbass, but whatever. It is what it is. Um, my guy, Navman in the building. No generational players exist in the first round except maybe T Mac. T Mac is not generational. I'm gonna disagree on this 1,000%. There's a lot of guys with his size that are faster. Um, he could be. I won't disagree. I'm sorry. I won't disagree. He could be a generational talent. He's not the only generational talent though. Ashton Jeanty is that dude. He's definitely that dude. And whatever team gets him, bro, if it's in our division, we're gonna pay for many, many years. Mark that shit down, write it down, take your notes. Whatever people do nowadays, because I know everybody keeps notes. But I guarantee you, somebody's gonna take him in our division. That shit's gonna hurt, and we're gonna regret it for many, many, many years to come. So if he's there and you have teams trying to move up or any talk of teams moving up, hell no. You have to take him or move back and take him as long as it's before some of those teams. You can't let him go in a division. That would be crazy. Probably 25 to 37 mil for Geno. I'm good with that. I'm 1,000% good with that. I feel like either T Mac or Hunter. Um, I'm not good with either one. I don't think those are the best receivers, bro. I just don't. I mean, go watch more film. I don't know, if you watch film or where you're getting your info from, or if it's from other content creators or from the internet. I don't know. But T Mac and Hunter to me, I think Travis Hunter definitely has potential to be crazy, lights out Justin Jefferson type dude if he only plays one side. But however, he doesn't want to play one side. He wants to play both. He could also be, one of those shutdown top corner, all pro type dudes. He could also be all pro on both sides. You don't know with this kid. So to me, Travis Hunter, his maturity scares the shit out of me. He seems very immature. Um, the fact who he chose for a chick scares the shit out of me. Makes me question his knowledge a little bit. Nah, but really, I'm not taking either one of those guys in the first round when you can get so many receivers. Trey Harris in the second, Jalen Higgins. There's a lot, bro. There's a lot. Savion Williams. The list goes on and on of Jalen Reed, right? I don't know. There's a lot of receivers in this draft that I think are very, very close to that first tier. Like it's not running backs to me where, it's Genty, Hampton, pretty close, and then the rest of the guys are pretty big gap in between them. Um, Same with quarterback. You have one, two, maybe three, and then a huge, huge gap between quarterbacks. I don't feel it's like that at wide receiver. I think the 1 tier, 2 tier, and 3 tier are pretty damn close, especially at the combine. The way these guys performed, the pressure wasn't too big for none of them. I think you can get a stud receiver in the third, fourth round. Probably you can get a guy that has potential. A starter definitely in the third or fourth round. I think third round definitely. Second round there's going to be a huge run on wide receivers, in my opinion. But I don't think those are the two guys, and I wouldn't draft. Hunter is Travis Hunter is a different story just because he plays both positions. That's a unicorn. It hasn't been done ever in the history of college football. The amount of snaps he played on both sides, it's been done here and there, but the amount of snaps never been done. So to me, that's intriguing at 6. If he's there, and I don't think he's going to be there, but if he's there, you have to pull the trigger on that because if he doesn't work at receiver, you put him at defensive end or defensive. You put him at cornerback. If he doesn't work at corner, hopefully he works out at receiver. So to me, that's one of the the least amount of risk takes. Besides, he might need to put on a couple pounds to play either position, in my opinion. But other than that, wide receiver, I'm not taking in a six. T Mac, I just he's not a sixth. Even if I trade back to 12th, I wouldn't pick him there. I wouldn't take him till the 20s, in my opinion. And shit, that's even pushing it because we have value wise, we have more needs on the offensive line. We still need a shutdown corner. We don't know if any of the guys we signed are going to be those guys. It would help to have more competition in camp. We need running backs very, very bad. Like even with Mostert, uh, with his age, what 31, 32, 33, whatever he is, 31. He's up there. So you don't know if he's going to be that guy that could be the guy to carry the load the whole season. We still don't know what we got with Dylan Labe. We don't know what we're doing with Zeus. So running back is a huge position. But I take a receiver in the first round when you need a running back? No, hell no, hell no. To me, no. You can get a running back or a receiver in the second, take a running back in the third, or if Judkins is there in the second with our sixth pick, you'd have to take that guy. You can't pass on that, in my opinion. So I wouldn't take Genty unless everybody in the building agrees that's him, which that's the only way I see them taking him at 6. So if they take him at 6, I'm not gonna be mad, but I wouldn't do it. I mean, I wouldn't do it. If they do, there's a reason. There's a big, huge reason they took him at 6, and I'm not gonna question that shit. There's too many years of experience and Super Bowl rings in the building for me to question whether it was the right pick or not. So again, if they take him, I'm gonna be stoked. I'm gonna be cheering. I'm gonna go get a damn jersey. 100%. I will be rocking the Ashton Genty jersey. Trading back is not gonna help in the first. What? In the first, when you are rebuilding. What? Take any best pick first or second, then move around picks if you feel you can get a certain player. We're not rebuilding for one. I mean, I don't know where you've been, Walker 8, but it's been all over every press conference interview. I mean, unless you feel deep in your gut that it's a full rebuild, this is not a rebuild. I mean, we lost a couple of guys on the defense. We lost guys that weren't contributing on the offense. It's by far a rebuild. So I don't know where that comes off. So the whole question is kind of off, in my opinion, when I take that into accountability, the whole rebuild part. And I don't know, you don't take best of play. They've already said we're not overdrafting, right? They're not taking best player available. Spytek said he doesn't fall in that philosophy of best player available. He says to him that puts him in a trap situation. If you're taking best player available, and you have say 5 quarterbacks in a building and you're taking best player available and it's a quarterback, that's stupid. If you have 4 defensive ends and 3 of them are starting caliber dudes that, can compete anywhere on any team, and you have 2 that are going to give you no drop off in production when they are in the game, do you draft a defensive end at 6? No. So that's what best player available does. For people that don't understand what best player available is, like last year, for instance, we had a second round pick that we traded up to get, right? We traded picks to move up to get Michael Mayer. And then it just so happened that the best player on the board was Brock Bauer. Now that just happened to work out great, right? We got the best tight end in the NFL for probably many, many years to come. God willing, if everything's great, goes well. In those situations, best player available worked. He was definitely best player available, and he took the starting job right away. But that's not going to happen every time. If you draft a defensive end, he's not taking Max's job right away. Um, if you draft a left tackle, because that's the best player available at the time, he's not going to come in and take Colton Miller's job right away. Now, maybe eventually down the road, yeah. So, best player available doesn't always set you up for the best. We got it 1 year, and I can remember this has only been my first year, a little over a year doing YouTube, but I remember the last 4 years, 5 years, everybody bitching about, oh, don't take the best player available. Take the best player, and we need a quarterback. We need this. We need this. Don't take best player available. Now all of a sudden we had 1 year where we got one pick in the first round, which was a unicorn pick. Like Brock Bowers should have never fell to us. It's wild that it even happened. But the fact that it did, now everybody's like, oh, best player available, best player available. Best player available doesn't always work. Most of the time it doesn't. It fails. Like look at it. I mean, we thought Alex Leatherwood was the best player available, right? We thought David Arnett was the best player available. We thought Tyreek Wilson at the time was best player available. It didn't work out. It didn't work out for any of those picks. So I'm not on the best player available. I feel very strongly, and they have their top 25 or 50 guys. And if those guys are there, at 6, if their number one need is running back and quarterback, and there's not a running back and quarterback there, I don't see him taking Genty just to take him because we need that running back. If there's, value in the second or third round at that same position, you don't take the best running back available. So to me, I'm not good with that. Let AOC develop. He's going to be our next QB. I hope so, man. I mean, it would be great for us not to have to draft, a guy in the first round or in the second round this year, and let him cook, and then maybe next year, if we have to get a guy, or the year down the road, having Geno in the building. We're talking about not wasting picks in the 6th round, but yet you're saying go get a quarterback that's possibly going to sit for 3 years. That makes no sense at all whatsoever. And I can't get on board with that shit. Like, I'm sorry. Drafting a dude when you have a guy, if we sign Geno to 3 years and you're taking a quarterback at 6 just because his name is Sanders and he has connection with Tom Brady, if that's not, you know, what we need right at the moment, it might be what we need in the future. To me, that's wild. That's wild. Just to satisfy everybody in Raider Nation that said for the last 10 years we need to draft a quarterback. It's not going to happen. Spytek's not going to satisfy Raider Nation's wants by taking Shador at 6. And I wouldn't be surprised if Shador is there at 6 and they pass on him. Really, I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever. I know a lot of y'all are going to be, but I wouldn't be. Just the way things are going and the way they've been, progressing throughout this free agency, the way they've said how they're going to go about it. They've talked about how they build offensive lines. Spytek said, he's not going to go Campbell or Mimbu or, probably even Gray Zabel. Maybe a Gray Zabel. He said he likes to take, those top tackles from small schools, right? And develop them, put them at guard for a year or two. And then when it comes time, move them over to tackle. Once they've developed, learn the speed of the NFL, got acclimated to the system and shit, then you move those guys over. So why would he say that? And that's how he's learned to be a GM. That's his philosophy. Why would he change his philosophy now? So I really don't see us going best player available. Like Will Campbell, if he's there at 6, would probably be the best player available. He's top, 10 or 5 on pretty much everybody's board. So again, I don't know. I can keep going. I agree. Wide receiver. Here, put this shit up here so I can read it. I agree. Wide receiver, I would only take for 12 or 15 mil. Cooper Kupp. He isn't a diva. Oh no. I mean, I shouldn't have probably threw him in the, you know what I meant, but whatever. But major priority would be draft receiver like a Mecca Ibuka, That's if he's there in a second, 100%. If you think you could take him in a second and get Judkins in the third, yes. But I'm not taking a Mecca Buka and losing out on getting a Judkins if that's the way it worked out. Now, if they could make a trade to, with that third and possibly a sixth to get back up into the second round, take both of them, or if they trade back like they should do, which I would pretty much guarantee that's what's going to happen this year. I've said it since Pete Carroll was hired. We're not picking at 6. We're trading back. Now, Spytek might change that, but I really feel we're trading back. And if you do that, then you could probably get a Mecca Ibuka and a Judkins, and that would be a fucking home run A plus just with those two. It wouldn't matter who else we got, in my opinion. I think those dudes would change our franchise tremendously. Not week one, but crazy. KC did get a three-peat. 3 receivers to go to jail. That's funny shit. I love it. Hell yeah. They should arrest the home of my homo family. Oh, my 2 cents in the building. What's good, my guy? It's been a long time. Good to see you. Glad you could pull up. Sorry it took me so long to recognize your greatness in the building. No. Only way we deal with fail, work your ass off and bring it back. I know this shit as well as anyone. Shout out to Nav, man. Great philosophy, right? I mean, when you hit the bottom, there's only one way to go, right? When you smack ass bottom, there's only one way to go. It's up. But you got to be willing to pick yourself up and take your ass back to that upper level. Okay, Rebel, I'm going to listen, hopping in the shower. All right, send us pictures. I'm just kidding. Second that, FKC. Can we get an FKC in the chat? Spam FKC, please. 16 people. I would love to see 1,600 spam FKC. No, I'm just kidding. 10 would be nice. 20, 100. Let's get 100 FKCs in the chat, right? Come on. Come on. No, but you can go to candyangel.com and probably see many of live stream showers. Just saying. If Genty or Sanders are available, are you passing on to the Jets? Who am I passing on to the Jets? I would really pass on both of them. I'm not gonna lie. No, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm waiting for the Geno contract, right? If that Geno contract's 2 years, then they might get a quarterback in the at number 6 still. If it's more than that, I just don't see it. I don't see it. So I can't make predictions when I don't really, have any vision of the game plan with Geno. I got to know which way they're going. Now, if they believe in this dude, then no, I don't see us taking a quarterback. And I believe the way Pete Carroll believes how much the running game helps the quarterback, how much it takes pressure off the quarterback, how much it helps the whole team. Pete Carroll is huge on the running back position. He went and traded, a shitload for Marshawn Lynch. I would not be surprised if he takes Genty at 6. I really wouldn't. I would not be surprised one bit. What the fuck? That man is 93 in your name, your age. I thought you were born in 1993. Nope. I think that's when he went into the. Is that when he went to the Navy or Army or some shit or got out? I don't know. I'm just guessing. Actually, I heard people talking earlier on the other show. I heard you talking. I don't know. But I think that's when he joined up or some negative. I joined the Navy and oh, well, shit. If I'd have just read down, I guess I wouldn't have had to answer that question. Rebel, did you not tell him I'm a tattoo model for 17 years? Yes, she is a tattoo model for 17 years. She has her own website, sells pictures, does blogs, writes poems. She never posts them on there. She should. She's an excellent poem writer. She should publish that shit. If you need a poem written for Valentine's Day, hit her up on her website, bro. She is damn good. Or if you need to like tell somebody to get fucked or you miss them or some shit, hit up Candy Angel. She got you. She got you. Draft wide receiver at Mekabuka is the guy also known as Chip Kelly, Jihad in the third. Jihad Campbell is not going in the third, bro. You bumped your head. I'm sorry. That's not happening. And I would take Jihad Campbell over a Mekabuka first because Mecca could easily fall and he's projected to go in the second round anyways. Um Jihad Campbell, isn't he projected to go in the mid first? I believe mid first. Or maybe it's the other linebacker from Georgia. I don't know. But Dylan Sampson, I would take if he's there. Travion Henderson, I would take if he's there. I agree with all that, but Mecca, I'm not taking in the first round. I'm not, especially at 6, bro. You're taking a Mecca Ibuka at 6? Is that what you're saying with LVR? Let me know. Let me know, LV. 25 years Navy vet. Shout out to my guy Navy vet in the building. If anybody is a vet and needs talked to, needs help, needs anything, hit up Navman on his IG or hit him up at v.com, I believe it is. Is that right, Navy vet? v.com. So if you're a vet in the building and you need some help, some talking to, or some shits like that, hit him up. Hit him up. I am a girl dad and just can't do it. Can't do what? Nah, man, you got my respect. I clicked that link right away. Married it. Oh, wait, what link? Was there a link? I missed the link. Fucking, I don't know. What happens when you're behind in the chat in your own chat? Girl dads rock, bro. I'm a girl dad too, but also a boy dad. It's very, very, very stressful until they're old, moved up, and moved away. But till then, the boys is not stressful at all. You just hope they don't do some stupid shit and get in trouble. But girls, man, your youngest daughter is 30. Mine is 25, I believe. You shouldn't feel. Why you feel like a scumbag? What are you talking about? Did I miss something? Candy Angel's well over 30s. So, if you're talking about looking at younger women, bro, don't feel bad. I'm just saying, Tatted Raider or whatever. What we got? What we got? If it was me, you put a Mecca Book at the Z receiver, Brock at the X, Jacoby at the slot, Trey Tucker rotates. I agree 100%. I think that would be an unstoppable, killer ass offense. It would be nasty as hell, bro. I mean, I would rock with that shit 100%. I'm 44. What? uh, don't start talking shit to me, bro. I am 50, girl. I'm just saying you're a couple moons times whatever. A couple moons over 30. Oh shit. All right, man. So it's been 2 hours. I appreciate everybody pulling up in this bitch. I just want to show one thing, and get y'all's opinions. And we're gonna do this fast because I'm starving, man. Um, Quarterbacks. So our quarterback roster is Carter Bradley still on the roster. That's quarterback number one. I'm just kidding. Aiden O'Connell, Geno Smith. If the season was to start and we don't draft a quarterback, are y'all happy with those three quarterbacks going into the season? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? To me, I'm gonna say yeah. I'm gonna say yeah because Geno's been pretty durable throughout his career. I feel pretty safe in that. And if not, then my boy the cerebral assassin AOC gets to come in and do his thing and carry us to the Super Bowl. So so yeah, I'm down with that shit. Receivers. Christian Wilkins. This is gonna be hard. Christian Wilkerson, not Christian Wilkins. Christian with a K. Wilkerson, Jeff Foreman, Trey Tucker, Jacoby Myers, Kyle Phillips. I don't even know who the hell Kyle Phillips is. Really, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't even know we had a Kyle Phillips, and somehow, um, I didn't get the memo. I did not get the memo. So Kyle Phillips, he's 5'11", 189 pounds. That's all I know, and I just found out he was even on the team. Alex Bachman still on the roster. Cedric Jackson, 6'2", 195. Tyreek McAllister and Romeo Keaton. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 wide receivers. Do you feel comfortable with any of those? 1 for yes, 2 for no. Going into the season, if we had to, put, say, Wilkerson, Romel Keaton, and a Jeff Foreman on the practice squad, and we rocked with a Tucker, Jacoby Myers, Alex Bachman. Would y'all be good with that? I would. So looking at those receivers, man, Stefan Diggs kind of makes more sense. I mean, we don't know what Alex Bachman. We seen him last year, had a couple catches, nothing impressive. Tyreek McAllister had 1 catch, didn't really get any burn. I thought should have got more since the season was a wash, and we really needed to lose those games for the number 1 pick. Would have changed this whole draft. Cedric Jackson. Again, I didn't even know unless I forgot because I am 50 and I do have a, you know, very short memory nowadays. I don't even know who the fuck Cedric Jackson is. So, bro, we got to do something here. Like Christian Wilkerson, he did have 3 touchdowns for us. He was a threat in the red zone. You know, with his height, well, he's only 6'1", 200 pounds. So I think we need help there. We have to get a receiver. And really, I only see out of those Trey Tucker and Jacoby Myers and Ramel Keaton, I'm hoping, are really the only guys I see a lot going into camp. Some of them might not even make it into camp. Like, doesn't look good, bro. Doesn't look good. Our running back room, Sincere McCormick, 3 years in the NFL, injured every year. I just don't see any chance where, I don't see it. I don't see him taking a chance on this dude. I really don't. I love Sincere. I've been one of the biggest advocates, rooting for Sincere McCormick to be that dude, to take that next step. And just hasn't happened. So, no. Dylan Labe, 5'10", 208. He's bigger than Sincere McCormick, right? He has way better hands than Sincere McCormick. He only fumbled one time. Sincere McCormick fumbled last year also. Like, people forget about that. But bring him back. Start him right away, right? Sincere McCormick's the future. No. Raheem Mostert could be that dude. He's got the breakaway speed. He's got that big play capability. Can beat you on any given handoff. Isaiah Spiller, there's a reason, maybe just the stupid coaching staff and the ignorance that we had and lack of experience when it came to the head coach position and the offensive position last year, that Isaiah Spiller got some burn. I think he played, was in a couple carries. 6'1", 215. I want to see what he's got going into camp. I'm not going to lie. I do. Zamir White, as much as he was, a bust and didn't, lead up to everybody's expectations last year, I don't care if you like it or not. I really want to see what Zamir White has this year. Like, I believe he got a, it's not a fluke. It's not a fluke with the offensive line we had 2 years ago, that this man rushed for 100 yards in the last 4 games of the season when Josh Jacobs went down. To me, that's not a fluke. That's not a one-time thing. Like, I believe he, there's flashes there. He's shown he can, have breakaway speed. He can run for 60, 70 yards, touchdowns on one cut and a go. He was injured a lot last year. He was injured in camp. He was, injured the first couple games of the season with a groin, whatever. So I'm not out on Zamir White as much as everybody else is. And if you are, that's fine. But I really want to see what the dude has. There's no reason not to. In a different running scheme, with a coach that knows how to run the ball, that knows how to get the best of his linebackers, and Chip Kelly, I think Zamir White has a chance. And I'm hoping, he does. I really do. I hope he, if he gets the opportunities this year, that he proves all the naysayers wrong, that, cut him, release him, get rid of him. The dude's a Raider. And until they decide to move on from him, I want to see what Zamir White has. Chris Collier, again, another, 6 foot, 200-pound dude. Out of Lock Haven. Still, I mean, why not see what he has? But the fact that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys going into camp, just, somebody's got to go. You can only have so many guys. And if you're planning on drafting 2 running backs like everybody suspects that we're going to do, somebody's got to kick rocks. And I don't know who it's going to be, but I know it's not going to be Dylan Labe. I'll put money on that shit right now. I don't think Dylan Labe gets cut. Not with the rookie contract he's on. I just don't see that happening. Tight ends, we have 3. We have Justin Shorter, we have Michael Mayer, and we have Brock Bowers. And I think that's good. We don't need to change nothing. I think Shorter, had some flashes last year that maybe could be that dude. We don't know. I think it's good. We don't need more than that. If they move on from Mayer, obviously, we have to make moves. I'm good with that going into the season. My sleeper this year, bro, is Will Putnam. I'm telling y'all, Will Putnam was a dog in Clemson. This guy is JPJ. that nobody's seeing, right? He just wasn't that high profile guy. He wasn't on an Oregon team that, was competing for national championships or, um, you know, having fucking one loss seasons or whatever. He wasn't that guy, right? He was on a team that wasn't that good. But what he is a dude that starts, you know, only missed 2 starts in his whole career, started like 360, 3,000 and something snaps in his career. Will Putnam is that dude that in the offseason last year got in a fight with Robert Spillane, and the shit, all the defense jumped in. The dude's a brawler, bro, and we need that, tenacity that in fucking that mean streak, right? Those guys that have a chip on their shoulder that play with that uh killer instinct. Will Putnam is that dude, and we could very, very well. And I think that's 100% is why we moved on from Andre James. If we didn't have Will Putnam to back up JPJ, we would have kept Andre James. I'm a very, very strong believer in that, and I think Will Putnam and what they seen on tape and film in the offseason in the preseason games, he struggled in the beginning, but he came on strong, dude. And the dude's gonna be that 6'4" through 315. He's a monster, and I don't know if you can put him at guard. I mean, I don't know, but if you could, it'd be great. But if you can't, we know JPJ can play guard. We know JPJ can play either guard. So if it comes down to it, and we don't have a guard, that they're happy with, you could always throw Will Putnam in at center and play JPJ at either guard spot and have a solid ass team. So that's the only center, the only center we have on the team. Jackson Powers Johnson, they have as a guard. So maybe the Raiders have, a vision. Maybe Will Putnam is the center this year going into the season, and Jackson Powers Johnson, is the left guard in between him and Colton Miller. That would be nasty, nasty work in my opinion, and I'd be here for it. I'd be here for it. You'd have Will Putnam, Jackson Powers Johnson, Jordan Meredith. That's 315, 320, 300 pounds. And then you have, big dog Colton Miller over there at 325, 6'8". So that's a 300 plus pound offensive lineman, that gives us a little bit of weight to get that push up front that we need for the running backs and shit, which we didn't have last year. So we have 4 guards: Jackson Powers Johnson, Jordan Meredith, Alex Kappa, and Dylan Parham. I've been one of those big, one of the big front runners saying we need a guard in this draft. I might digress a little bit. I might digress. We didn't swing for the fences in free agency like I thought. My boy Fries signed a flipping ridiculous contract for 50 something million, 2-3 years. Absolutely off the chains. Shout out to him. We couldn't afford shit like that, right? But what we do have is some big ass dudes that are brawlers, that are nasty. Jordan Meredith is the same thing. He didn't give up a sack all year last year and was not projected to even, not even, be on the roster for some shit. Some people didn't have him making the team. So that dude came up was that dude. I think we can get away with, not getting a guard unless it's a guy that could play guard, tackle, center. You know what I'm going to say, right? Right. I'm not going to keep saying his name over and over again. You know who I want, who I think it should be. Very small school. Tackle wise, we have Dalton Wagner. We have DJ Glaze. Oh, I didn't ask the question. Do you feel comfortable going into the season with these guards and the center? Like I said, and center. Like JPJ might be the center, but there's a very big possibility that with him and Meredith as guards and Will Putnam as center, bro, that's nasty right there. That's nasty. That saves us money of not having to go get a big guard. It saves us of having to draft, take away from a position and taking a guard in the second round like we did last year. Um, it helps. It helps a lot if that could be the possibility. And again, we won't know until after the draft, which sucks unless they already know, right? Tackle wise, Dalton Wagner, DJ Glaze, Thayer Mumford, um, Colton Miller, Adizi. I'm just gonna go with Got Adizi, 6'5", 220, dog, right? Cole Miller, 6'8", 325, dog. Mumford, 6'6", 315, huge. DJ Glaze, 6'5", 328, dog. Could also be a very big possibility of moving this man over to the right guard spot. If there's a right tackle that they really need. But I'm the more I look at this roster and type hashtag Raiders if you're with me, the more I look at this roster, I just don't see a need to take somebody at 6, right? It's not looking like we need that big superstar. Like we have the potential guys that we'd like to kind of see what they got and let them develop and see where we're at with these dudes. At least I would. So there's not really a lot of positions that we need that number 1 overall pick or number 6 pick at. Again, it depends on who's there. If somebody falls, yeah. If they feel that the quarterback for the future is there and they can't miss on them, take them. I'm not going to be mad. If you feel like your offensive lineman for the future or now is there, take them. I'm not going to be mad. If you think it's a running back, take them. I'm not going to be mad. The only position I'd be really mad at, really none. I mean, safety. I think if these guys develop to be what they're supposed to be, are anywhere close, I think our safety room is pretty damn stacked with Pal Mal, Trey Taylor. Like could just have a breakout year. Some of us expected it to be last year, and get a lot of burn. It just didn't work out for him with the injuries. Another guy with a chip on his shoulder that's going to be on a mission, but I'm just not seeing corner. Corner is a position you could definitely take in the first round if you feel that somebody is, has potential to be that Nnamdi Asamoah or Charles Woodson, which it took a while for Charles Woodson to be that guy, after his rookie year. And then you come in and play safety too. So, I mean, shit. Corner, I guess you could say, but it's the only thing I'm not really comfortable at because we don't know what Kai Blue Kelly's going to do at 6', 192. MJ Devonshire, I think, is on a short leash, very short leash at 5'11", 190. Sam Webb, I thought he was 6'3". Damn, my bad. Sam Webb at 6', 195. We re-signed him, but shit, I mean, could be on a short leash. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 corners. 7 corners. To me, if you take one in the first, he got to be that dude. He's got to be that dude. He's got to be that, can't miss, guaranteed. For a fact he's going to be your guy for the future for many, many years to come. I don't see a corner in there that really that you could say is that dude, and that's Travis Hunter. Really, I mean, Travis Hunter. maybe maybe Harrison, but yeah, I'm not comfortable on any of these guys. Like Sam Webb played a lot of nickel. MJ Devonshire too. Jack Jones and Jacorian Bennett are really our only outside guys. And now that we signed, brought in Eric Stokes, I feel he's going to be a starter. I think if he stays healthy, I feel like he's definitely going to take that job. Just my opinion. And then safety wise, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Thomas Harper. I just don't see him really making this squad at all. I see him being down the road. I know he played well for us last year. Um, Chris Smith, the second out of Georgia, we know this regime for some reason likes Georgia players. We brought in a couple already Georgia guys, in free agency. So I don't see Thomas Harper making it. Chris Smith is definitely one of those guys I could see being on this roster, staying on the roster, whether it's practice squad or what. I think they see something in this kid, and I mean, why not, dude? Chris Smith was a stud in college. Trey Taylor, another guy. I'm sure they want to see what they got. All these safeties are nasty, bro. Harper is the only one I don't see. Like we're gonna lose a good ass safety because you can't keep them all. We might keep maybe 3, on the roster, maybe 4 on the roster, 2 on the practice squad. Trey Taylor, Isaiah Palomau, Lonnie Johnson, which we're all hoping has a great breakout year. Jeremy Chinn. I mean, it's looking good. Now, I digress. I found it. I found the spot. No, the G spot, baby. Hit that G. Hit them likes if you haven't already. Appreciate y'all being in the building. I can't see any of the chat because I'm just looking at this damn screen. But linebacker's the only spot that I could see taking in the first round. Not the only, because I'm sure there's one coming up that we'll get to. But yeah, linebacker's got to be that spot. We lost Spillane. We're bringing in a 30-year-old man. That's a dog. That's a veteran. Not very fast. Coverage, is the same as Spillane. Kind of iffy. Not bad in coverage. Better than what we had in Spillane, I do believe. A little bit quicker, a little bit faster. Damn, we only got 4 linebackers? Holy shit. 5? Kanai Moaga, he's going to make the roster. They just keep bringing him back because he's a international player or whatever. Landon Roberts, why do I keep calling him Smith? I apologize, Landon Roberts, for butchering your name. My bad. But Landon Roberts definitely making the team. Jackson Mitchell out of UConn. Dude has damn good film, right? I wasn't hating on it. 6'1", 235, pretty quick, damn good tackler. We didn't get to see shit. So I really want to see what this dude has in camp. Like, I mean, in preseason, hopefully they make it that far. But I want to see what some of these guys have in preseason. Brandon Smith is another guy, 6'3", 240 out of Penn State 2 years ago. Drafted in the 4th round, I believe. Like, we have some linebackers, but they're all ifs. They're all ifs, right? We can't start a season on a bunch of ifs. Tommy Eichenberg could be that guy. Very well could be that guy. I want to see Amari Gaynor. I don't believe he's an edge rusher. He should be at a linebacker. He's not very great at rushing the passer. He's not good. Doesn't have the bend he needs to get by these big ass deep offensive tackles. I just think Amari Gaynor is better at linebacker, and if I think he would serve the team better there at that spot. But I'm not the coach, so hopefully he gets some burn there. They put him there, give him a chance. But in the offseason last year, they had him at linebacker. In preseason, he played Mike linebacker. And I thought he did damn good and had a bunch of upside. And I don't know what's going on over there, but those coaches weren't all brilliant. And I think there was a lot of people undermining people or had to do with a lot of the problem. Defensive line, Matthew Butler, Jonah Lalu, which I absolutely love, Adam Butler, and Christian Wilkins. Now, for once, this is a defensive line that I really like. Like last year, we had the Dewey leg, the Murphy or whatever, the wrong draft pick, the wrong draft pick we drafted. We had a bunch of guys that just didn't cut it, made it through camp somehow. Matthew Butler, Flashes here and there, right? Here and there. Hopefully we can get more out of him this year, but at 6'4", 290, put him in camp, see where he's got. Jonah Lalu, I believe, has a damn good chance to start. I know we just paid crazy money to Adam Butler, but if you're playing best, best production and you're not going by how much they're paid or how long they've been in the NFL as the name on the back of the jersey, Jonah Lalu has a damn good chance to be that dude. And I hope he gets, as much burn as possible because you can't show you're that guy if you don't get the opportunity. So I hope he gets on the field. And having 4 defensive linemen, to me, shows he's going to get a lot of opportunity. Now, this is just absolutely flipping fucking stupid to me. I don't understand this shit at all. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 edge rushers going into camp. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy. And all of them are 2021, 23, 23, 23, 24, 21, 2024, 2000. They're all young dudes. Like, so I hate the fact that we have this many young guys on the roster because somebody's going to get cut before you see what they have. And we didn't get to see, much of Tyler Manoa. Oh, sorry. I forgot. That's another dude. So we have 5 tackles. My bad. I missed one. I missed one. Fuck, man. What happened? Damn it. Piece of shits. All right. So we have. Fuck, man. Yeah. So way too many defensive ends, bro. Way too many. Charles Snowden, they brought back. They see potential in that kid. David Agoa, again, international player. I thought he did damn good at fullback, and I'd like to see him, used on the goal line more in those situations. Amari Burney, I didn't know he was still on the team. I mean, shit. I just don't see him making a team. Tyler Wilson is going to be even harder just because where he was drafted, they're going to keep the dude around. Amari Gaynor, like I said, should be a linebacker. If they do that, that helps, hopefully take away a linebacker spot, but definitely pull up a fucking another spot for one of these young guys like Amari Burney, who really hasn't done shit, bits of flashes here and there. I just don't see him making it with this regime. Ovi Ogofua, I have no idea, bro. Was decent at LSU, 6'4", 250. Again, one of those camp guys. I thought Andre Carter II played pretty damn well for Tony Chef. Was good, my guy. Appreciate you pulling up. Rick L, you also. Andre Carter didn't get too many snaps, but the snaps he had, he made the best of. And the 6'6", 256, I really like. We have some decisions to make. Like, this is why I'm saying the draft is. I mean, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 ends, 9 defensive ends, 5 defensive linemen. Like, not a lot of linebackers. Linebacker is the only position I see besides quarterback if they feel like somebody's there, to be that guy. Linebacker is the only position I would take in the first round at 6, and it would have to be Jihad Campbell, right? I know they love the Georgia guys, but to me, Jalen Walker is not the first linebacker off the board. I think it's Jihad Campbell by a long shot, in my opinion. So I would take a chance on Jihad. Projected to go mid rounds. Now, the way I do my draft is you could say, all right, well, he's projected to go in the mid round. Okay, but that's the biggest need that we need in this draft right now because, we're weak at linebacker. We have a 30-year-old veteran. We have a Tommy Eichenberg. and we don't know where they're putting Amari Gainer. So other than that, the other guys really don't impress me. I don't know shit about Brandon Smith. Like I said, Jackson Mitchell, they could turn out to be Jared Verse for all I know. Shit, we don't know. So those guys is taking a chance on. So if you have a linebacker that's projected to go mid rounds, which is 15 somewhere in there, and one of your biggest needs is a linebacker, and that's the best linebacker in the draft, I'm not jacked at taking him. I mean, I'm not messed up at taking him at 6. I would definitely, to me, it makes sense. Like to some of y'all, that logic might not make sense, but to me, it makes all the sense in the world. So yeah, man, that's that. That's our shit. That's our peeps. Um, and once again, 2.5 hours, way too fucking long. Mark Carbone with the 199. Holla, appreciate you, my guys. Salute to you. Shout out. Sorry I missed it. It took so long. But I appreciate you pulling back up on the channel. It's been a minute. I know you was on the other night, but good to have you. Good to have you for sure. I'm sure she does the same. What are you talking about? As long as she's good with it. I mean, I don't have a choice as a girl dad, little brother, or 3 big sisters, respectfully. Lady is a requirement for me growing up. Yeah, I'm kind of in the same. I have one daughter. I only have one sister, and for that reason, made me respect women a hell of a lot more because she means the damn world to me. So yeah, I get you. I'll get you that, man. I'm good with that. Good night. Appreciate you pulling up in the building. I think the MRS looking a little something. Can let that go. Hell's MRS? I don't know. Actually, Sincere didn't fumble. Actually, he did fumble. It didn't count as a fumble because it was out of bounds. But the play he got hurt on, he was losing the ball going out of bounds. And there was another one inside. He did fumble on the middle of the field, but he got it back. So it didn't count it as a fumble. He lost the ball, but he got it back. Amir fumbled twice. Yeah, once on the goal line that cost us a game. I know. People complain about Labe's one fumble. I get it, bro. It's some people, whatever. They have their opinion. They have their thought philosophy, and it is what it is. Zamir isn't it. Pillaging just for fun. I love pillaging just for fun. I mean, I'm just saying, bro. We don't know Zamir isn't it though. I'm not willing to say that yet. I'm not willing to say that. I'm not throwing in the towel on Zamir. I mean, if you think he's not it, shit, then he's not it for you. But I believe in a Chip Kelly system. Zamir could be a nasty dude, right? The size, the speed. Yes, he fumbled also once or twice last year, so he's got to hold on to the damn ball. You got to have better vision, but I'm sure he's going to work on that all year, all off season. I'm sure he was working on that all this season while he was hurt and not playing. So I'm just not out 100%. Rebel wins the Geno's press conference. I didn't read that. Sorry, my bad. I don't know. I thought it was going to be today. So maybe they'll wait until they sign, the contract extension or, whatever his deal is going to be. Tomorrow's Friday. I don't see them doing one tomorrow, but they probably make a liar out of me and schedule one for tomorrow. But more than likely, I would say Monday. Cowtown Luda in the building. More than likely, I would say Monday for Geno Smith. Usually, our press conferences are Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, days in there. So hopefully they get this shit done, bro, and they get it done quick. It was Amir Abdullah. He had 2 fumbles against the Steelers. Labe had 1. One, not 2. I know everybody keeps saying Labe had 2. Labe had 2 fumbles as a Raider. One was in preseason, and it was knocked away from like I don't know a damn good defensive edge again. And then the second one was come on, a gold jacket Hall of Famer that's and TJ Watt that's been in the NFL for fucking probably longer than some people been alive. Like, and y'all gonna act like the dude could never play another down in the NFL. Like I said, I blew up on somebody the other day in the chat, and I apologize. Everything's good. We're straight. Uh, I'm straight. Maybe he's not. I don't know. I'm good with it. Um, just for the fact that running down our players that we're never. You can't run somebody's name through the mud that never got a shot, bro. One attempt, one fumble is nothing. The dude should have got the ball the very next carry and got a chance to redeem himself. Now, if he fumbled again, okay, then talk shit. Or if he had 20 carries with 2 or 3 fumbles, then talk shit. But every running back in the NFL fumbles, whether it's it doesn't matter who it is, bro. All of them. JJ fumbled all the time. Josh Jacobs fumbled all the time. Jameer Gibbs fumbles. Um, Saquon Barkley fumbles, bro. It happens. It's the NFL. When you got guys swinging and punching from behind you, there's nothing you can do about it. It has nothing to do with your football knowledge, your skills, your athletic ability. It has to do with fucking people's ignorant, takes on one fumble and you can't ever play in the NFL again. That's bullshit to me. Like, so I know we have coaches in the building that don't have that philosophy. And like they said, you got to do everything to show guys you trust and believe in them. And the only way you're going to do that is to throw that kid out there and give him some snaps. So look for the man to get some snaps this year. It didn't take Charles Woodson time to be the guy. He came out as rookie of the year. You know what I mean. I stopped. I was like, okay, well, not right away, but yes, he was the guy. I know, but not the guy enough for them to keep him in Vegas or in Oakland. I almost said Vegas. Damn. And yes, we all know. And hopefully we could get another one of those. He should have been rookie of the year. He was rookie of the year, wasn't he? Is that that's their only first round pick to be rookie of the year, right? Fuck, I don't know. Tony Chef, salute. Rick L, got you, got you. Got you, got you, got you, got you, got you. Oh, sweet. I'm all caught up. I can get the fuck off here. I didn't mean it like that. Bueno. I meant there's not many good men that respect women like that. Nice. She giving you respect. It's cool to look out. Too many people in this world don't respect women. 100%. Especially ones, in your line of work. I meant there are not too many people left in this world that respect people that respect people in general. So, all right, man. Almost 3 hours, 2:38. I gotta get off here. I gotta put some damn food in this fat stomach of mine. Um, I appreciate everybody rocking with me. If you're not subscribed to the channel and this is your first time being here, welcome. Subscribe to the channel if you like what you see. If not, move along. No, fuck with you. And for all y'all rocking with me, the 14 in the building, I appreciate you pulling up, rocking. Not all of y'all make yourself known, and you don't have to, but I would love to know who's watching. So if you would comment next time, or if you do come back, shit, pull up. Let me know who you are, where you're from, why you watch the channel, what you think of the channel. If you hate me, like me, love me, if you think I'm a douchebag, I mean, you know, I just want to know who my peeps is, who's rocking with me, who rocks with me steady. Like my guy Cowtown that's always in here. Geo Mex has been in here on the lately. LVR when he can. Tony Chef, my people that rock with me. Nav Man lately. And the others that usually rock with me that aren't here, that ain't been rocking with me as much. But yeah, man. So shout out to all y'all in the building. I appreciate the shit out of y'all. Love every one of y'all. Much love for you being here, rocking with me as always. Raiders. Peace and hair grease. Stay blessed. What the fuck? I'm not reading that, but appreciate y'all. Much love. I'm out.